Okay, so can you guys tell me, what is this story about?
Well, it's basically about some children in the modern day doing some research and finding out a story about some children in World War II.
Ready?
Change batch back.
You look ridiculous.
I'm Zach, and I played the oldest of the World War II children, William.
My name's Sky.
And who have you played in the film?
I've played Annabelle.
I'm Jake Routledge, and I don't have a role in the film, but I mostly do behind the scenes things.
Okay, my name is Archie. The film is called Who's for the Game, and what was the other question?
Who do you play?
Oh, who I play? I play a little boy called Tom.
Hi, I'm Scott, I'm 15 and I live in London, really.
How do you think I feel? I had to dip my feet in the street.
But that wasn't. Oh,
That was flipping freezing.
guys.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, action.
Moving quite fast.
So yeah, nice to meet everyone.
Okay, my name is Dylan Clinton. I play a kid who finds out about the Nazi being hidden, and then I have to go and tell the warden about where he's been hidden.
Hi! What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
We're filming Zipline Shot.
Zipline show, but that sounds exciting.
My name is Bronwyn, and I played Lucy, who was in the modern day. My name's David, and I play Jake in the modern day kids. I'm Finn Seagrove. I played in the classroom this random person who put the warden's helmet on his head, and apart from that, I just did behind the scenes in the film. So. My name is Gabriella, and I play Phyllis in the film. I played Alex in the film.
But the kids have been really good in creating the dialogue because they've done most of the making up the lines. But they've been really good at that.
At first it was going to be a bit sad because the German was dying, but then we just added that a little kid who was helping the German, played by Archie, is going to accidentally get shot as well. So it's not shocking,
Yeah, but we can show this off.
but it's a little bit sad.
Oh, sorry.
So explain what character you are and what you've been doing today.
I am the local Barnes Air Raid Warden, and my role in this is
Action.
to kind of be a rather confusing character. I mean, he's British, and you know he's the old protecting the local townsfolk. But the reality is he's a very ugly and dark character. You know, this man kind of exists in pretty much every war. You know, with the thought of an enemy being there has awoken something inside of him, something very, very savage. He's a warrior that could be from any part of history, really, and to him, the violence and the killing side of war is something that comes a little easy, perhaps more so than he thought it would, because he's motivated by hatred and he taps into something reasonably dark within his own nature. So yes, on the face of things, he's your local watchman, but under the surface, there is something very bestial.
I'm rolling.
Okay, camera's rolling, and action.
We've been very lucky. We've been able to shoot every day out in the sunshine. It's allowed us to get everything done in the 5 days. Could have done with one more day, I think.
Yeah.
But... Creep in really slowly. Go, action.
No, you're not skipping around in circles. No. There you go. You're wondering where the German is.
Improvisation of lines. Obviously, you can't learn lines in 5 days, so we've had to improvise a lot of the script, and this has meant that, for example, speaking German one line at a time is quite tricky.
What's he saying? I think. Wait, me helping. He's saying help me! Wait, oh my god!
Hello, my name is Rory Campbell, and I was the editor and visual effects creator for the film Who's for the Game. Now, some may be wondering how we got a German bomber to fly across the sky during production of this film, and the answer is we didn't. I had to create one using 3D modelling software, and then had to texture it, animate it, and then composite it to make it look as realistic as possible. Now, the scenes that the plane featured in were the plane flying out of Le Bhutan, then it generally flying across the sky, then showing it through the warden's binoculars. Before Archie starts running, it crashed out of the sky, and then obviously it falling through the clouds and then crashing into the camera. So, the way in which I did this was I used a 3D modelling software called Cinema 4D to model the plane, texture it, and animate it. This is the rendered version of the plane, which is what I used for all my animations. Once I move the camera, it will unrender itself. An example of one of the animations I did for the scenes would be very simply the bomber flying across the sky, like so. This is the raw animation. I would then render this frame by frame, drag that into After Effects. I then flipped it around, added some motion blur, and finally added a sky. Another example of an animation would be the plane crashing out the sky. This is the raw animation here. It is 90 frames long. I once again rendered it out frame by frame. I then took that animation into After Effects, where I added motion blur, a cloud layer which I masked out and made sort of expand when I wanted the plane to crash through the clouds, and then I found a large picture of a forest in the city to serve as the ground for where the plane will be crashing into. And that is how I created the bomber for the film. Each scene took a very long time to animate and keep realistic.
I've learned that you can't do heavy breathing when you're holding the camera.
It's not just like, okay, learning, you also get to do a bit of acting, you get to do a bit of everything, and not just assigned one role and then you do it throughout the entire week. You do loads of different things.
Doing behind the scenes a lot.
When you're acting, if you move too much, you might hit the boom mic, so you have to be careful to stay.
I've also done sound on the boom mic. Should never look in the camera lens.
Mainly what goes on behind the scenes, because I've seen a lot of films but I've never really understood how they do it, so now I know because I've actually done it.
We did a really good shot of the camera coming up over the wall, and I really liked that.
My favourite part this week was probably meeting everyone.
My favourite part was learning how to use all the equipment, because I've never used or seen like a boom mic before.
I really liked filming with the actual cameras. Learning about all new acting things and all the equipment, which was very fun.
Definitely just now, Mr. Lineker came and he like jumped on Scott, and it was just really hilarious.
We don't mean that literally.
Live. No,
yeah, you do.
We mean that literally. He came and he jumped on Scott, and it was really funny.
I got to feed Scott all these horrible foods, and yeah, he wasn't too happy about it, let's just say.
Feeding Scott the horrible food.
Scott had to eat these disgusting mushy peas. We filmed it. It was really cool because I'm going to post it on Instagram.
Fun, awesome, and exciting.
Amazing, fun, and tiring.
Cool. Fun and enjoyable.
Energetic
and lively.
Exciting, fun, exciting,